It's the new style with the fresh type of flow. Dun, 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 dun. Right dick icicle. If you want a menage, I got a tricycle. What the hell do Nicki be saying in her raps, y'all? That shit don't make no sense. When I tell you. Okay. I am here for what is he here for? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop. Nope, I just did that. I'm here for Black Ink Crew Chicago. Okay, all right. I'm here for that. Okay. So stemming from what happened last week, the beginning of this episode was everybody was excited because they had found out that Cobra had got fired. I felt like that was a little ugly. I wasn't the biggest fan of King Cobra, but I've just never liked malt liquor. But I do understand. I understand her stance and not wanting her clients to get sick and keeping a clean workstation, keeping a clean area, keeping a clean business altogether. But like I said, it was just her delivery, the way that she came off. But I just felt like Ryan just bitched out on that. I felt like he lost somebody really good, honestly. But he just didn't want to deal with everybody else, and it's the Nine Mag family. It's the Nine Mag family. And even though Kat, she can bounce her teeth in and out the shop and up and down the steps, she's still very much so a part of the Nine Mag family. And she still don't get checked. And Van is kind of like Kat's like protector, like literally. And don't nobody ever want to come at Van because he done been in jail for 6 months, and done going for 30 days and child cheese. So they all living it up, dipping it and doing it. But so they all decide to celebrate since King Cobra was gone to go to the club and turn up and have fun. And I was just like, that was just kind of, it was kind of ignorant to me. It was a little it was just a little ugly, I felt. Like, don't celebrate in this girl's absence. If, because I can see if she was just like a total witch and just terrible and crazy and yada yada. And she was some of that, but she wasn't all of that. She just went about shit the wrong way, but it ultimately fell down on Ryan. She just shouldn't have talked to the employees about her issues with the way that they was cleaning up and the way that they handle business. She should just talk to Ryan and pull him off to the side and talk to him alone and just to be like, you know what, I've seen some issues here and I would like to implement some mess. But knowing Ryan, he would end up telling the rest of them anyway, because Ryan's a little weak sometimes. I like Ryan, I really do. I think he has a good heart and everything. He's a beautiful man, but yeah, that nine mag family shit. Family don't pay the bills. I don't know nobody who was happy being broke except for Florida and James Evans. Or like Kamara and Russell making paper. Yeah, yeah. All in the family. Like the Jacksons. Hey. Or make enough bread to make something like Joe and Cameron. Yeah, yeah. She ain't no different from me, and he ain't no different from me. So we got to live out our dreams like those people on TV. We gotta stay tuned, cause there's more to see. Unbreakable through the difficulties. Unbreakable. We might have to take a break, but y'all know we'll be back next week. I'm singing This Love is Unbreakable. Oh, yeah. Clap your hands, everybody. Ah. Y'all let me know the artist and the song of what I was just singing. I'll give you a shout out on the next Black Ink Crew Chicago review. Okay. So getting back to what's really going on. So they had a little party, and everybody's licking all up on each other, including Van. Now Van got a girlfriend named Jen and Juice. I like Jen. She seems really simple and really cool. She's a cool girl. She's a cute girl. Her weave is a little questionable. She's a cute girl. And she, was just in their home chilling, I'm sure, while Van is out with the Nine Mag family, dipping it and doing it. And then Van's big booty, prosthetic booty client came in named Vanique or Viscera or Velvet or whatever the hell her name is. She comes in with all her big ass and tits and rubbing all up on Van. Now she wants Van anyway, and Van wants anybody he can get a hold of after being locked up for so long. Um, well, it's not like it was that long, it's just a hoe. Let's just call it what it is. Um, so speaking of Van, a little later on in the episode, they showed Van and he was talking to Jen. They was at the hookah bar. And somebody kept calling and he was just like, "Oh, this is a client." And she was just like, "Let me see your phone, nigga." So she grabbed his phone and took it from him and found out that it was that girl. It was some kind of video of her shaking her ass or something. And she was just like, "Who the fuck is this? And what's going on with you? And what's tea? Yada yada." He was just like, "I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm sorry. I've been locked up, baby, and I'm just not meant to be with one woman. I just don't think I'm a one woman man." And he was just like, "I'm a freak." She was like, "Well, how freaky are you? What you want to do?" He was like, "I want a threesome." She was like, "Basic bitches do threesomes. That's what the fuck you want is a threesome? Like, you ain't shit." And I was like, "Oh." And she was just like, "You know what? Let's just have an orgy." And he was like, "Oh, I'm with it. I'm down." But we gonna see next episode that an orgy don't just include men, um, Van, because then it wouldn't be nothing for her to do because I don't think she's into women like that. Orgy includes both men and women dipping it and doing it and doing whatever. Y'all could still be having a straight sex, but there's gonna be men there. So elbow with two, ass cheek or two, a hand grab here. You just never know. So I saw next episode. It looks like some guy gonna be touching all over Van's woman, and he gonna jump up and get mad. It was like, no, this is what you wanted. You wanted an orgy. You have a girl that's comfortable, that's cool with having threesomes and orgies with you. Did you just expect for you to be the only man and for it to be a bunch of women? I don't know why men think like that. Oh, let her get her rocks off too. Like, come on now. You want your wife to be or your girlfriend to be okay with you sleeping with a bunch of women, but she can't sleep with any man. Does that make any sense? Van, just be by yourself, please, 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 please. So Don, old stupid ass, he has decided since he getting ready to get locked up for 30 days that he is gonna go ahead and get married to Ashley fast immediately. Okay. All right. Just stupid, 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 stupid. And she's sitting there with her lingerinas on. She done went to damn Pandora or some damn where or some sex shop. And done got a damn strap on and all kind of shit. She talking about, "Oh, you ready for this? You ready for action?" And I was just like, "What the hell?" He was just like, "Where the hell you gonna put that dildo? Okay, up you, Don. That's what she's into, Don." So she's all excited. She was just like, "Yes, boo, I'll marry you. I'll marry you." Yada yada. So he puts on a little strip tease thing for her and all that. And I was just like, "Child, look at this shit here." So Charmaine been stalking the guy, the manager, the producer, the guy who runs the radio station that she wants to be a part of. She's been stalking him, named Johnny, from last week. He was a little rude to her, but anyway, she's been stalking him because she really wants this, second job, so she won't get repo no more. So, she comes in, she's knocking on the window. He was just like, "Who the hell is it? What you want, bitch? What you want?" And he was just like, "Look, I'm scared to go home. I don't know what the hell is going on with you, but I'm giving your ass a second chance." Charmaine went in there on the radio station with the guy Tone and the other guy, and she ended up killing it. And he ended up saying that I would like to work with her. So good for Charmaine for getting a second job. Because she needed it. My God. And she FaceTimed my mama. It was very cute. It was very sweet. I do genuinely like Charmaine. I just wouldn't allow her around any male that I'm around. Whether that be a cousin, a brother, a friend, just an uncle, somebody's daddy. It's just nope, 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 nope. You can't trust that kind of woman around anybody. So She's a good person though. But you just can't trust her ass. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't be in there frying chicken while she in there with your man or some. Mm-mm. You'll have to kill her. You just will. Okay. So Four and everybody they sitting around gooping the girl. Oh, let me get this boring ass scene out the way. Danielle, she had a conversation with her man. And it was that cat's little art thing. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, and she had a conversation with him, and he was just like, "Look, boo, you know, it's hard. Like it's just hard to trust you, and I just don't know. Like you going to the Dominican Republic with this dude you used to fuck around with. So how am I supposed to be comfortable with that? I understand where he's coming from, but he is very, a little insecure and emotional. But I mean, she constantly works with somebody who she is attracted to, who she had sex with in the past. So I would understand. It's still the possibility of that happening over and over again, especially when he's never invited hardly to these little nine-mag functions, and she's there all the time with him. And Ryan's not technically with anybody at the moment. So it is kind of so I completely understand where he's coming from, but they just need to break up, you know. Okay, so before he sits everybody around, he was just like, "Look, I got an announcement that Don wants to move the wedding up. He wants, he just want to move the wedding up." Ryan was just like, "And I got an announcement too, player. We're taking a 9-mag trip to the Dominican Republic, where Don is getting married and everything, but y'all girls ain't invited." And it was just like, "Damn, what you mean?" Charmaine was just like, they was all excited, but Charmaine, found out what it was for. She was just like, "I don't feel like going. I ain't going." So a little later on in the episode, um, Charmaine's friend Ariel, a whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. Ariel is who she went on a date with. Her and her titties went on the date with Ryan. And she's still from New Orleans. She's still staying with Charmaine, and they're talking and shooting the shit. And she tells Charmaine she's fucked Ryan. That's not easy. And she was just like, "Oh, it was just wonderful. It was just real good." She just really liked Ryan. I'm like, okay. So she literally begged Charmaine to go on the trip because she don't want to just go by herself. So Charmaine decides to go on the trip. Now Charmaine don't want to get her ass whooped again, especially on the damn island with Ashley and her crazy ass bridemaid. So I completely understand, sis. Protect your wig. Protect your wig. So Kat, she had this little art show. She's a very talented artist. Kat is just very talented in general, but when she gets her little attitudes and her bossy side and her entitledness come out, she's not really likable. So she needs to check herself when it comes to that. But you should definitely be proud of your work and always display your talents to the world, darling. But she had this little art show, and it was really nice. The Nine Mag family actually supported her this time. Actually, Ford brought his new little boo thing, this little brown skinned cutie named Nikki, who was one of the dancers in the Dina Howard's freak video. Just kidding. I'ma be a freak until the day to the early morn. Y'all see these white marks? This is an old shirt I got on, child. Old deodorant stains, child. Legendary shirt. Legendary. But I'm at home. I can wear what the hell I want to wear. Oh, so she was just kind of throwing shade um at Kat the whole time. She was just looking at her with her good eye, with a cat eye, with a cat eye. She was just like, ugh, because for when apparently Four was messing around with Kitty Cat, this Nikki girl had all of a sudden came into the picture, and they had kind of been cool or whatever for a while. But according to Four, or kicking it for a while, but according to Four, him and Nikki been knowing each other for 6 years, but I just don't know if they've been intimate that long. So it's just very like all over the place for me. And Nikki was just like, whatever. Cat always had something smart to say, which I'm sure she does, because that's Kitty Cat in her mouth. So Kat actually came over to Nikki and Ford. She's just like, "Hey, I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad that you came." Faking the funk, both of them. I was just like, "Child." So Ford probably was messing around with them at the same time. But what I don't understand is why Kat is so butthurt over Four moving on to somebody else. Because it was my understanding that they just slept together that one night. If only for one night. And that was it. Like nothing really came of it after they slept together. First season. So I was just like, all right, so why are you pressed? Like, and then you got this rapper dude who'd been shot 9 times and who had you in his video. Like, he really like you, and you sure as hell don't give a damn about Four. When he came up there to see your art for the first time, when that rapper dude was in there, his ass left on out. You paid him dust, fairy dust. Okay, so why you press the fact that Four has moved on? So I get that's your feelings, child. You and your hair. Um, So that was very interesting. I was just like, look at her. Look at Kitty Cat getting mad. Look at Kitty Cat get bow, 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 bow. Kitty Cat get mad, child. I was like, look at there. Um, so what else happened, you guys? Um, okay. Last scene was them having a rooftop moment, them having a rooftop showdown, a rooftop little party at the top of Nine Mag. You know, it's always cheaper to stay home and do something. All right. It was it was a okay turnout of people. Twister was there to perform his new song with Four, so congratulations to Four. Four had a little nice shirt. Four looked decent. I was like, look at Four. Not five, but Four. And they were to all talking and shooting the shit. They rapped, did their little song. Danielle down there, you know, gooping the girls in her little shorts, and you know, just having fun. Um, what's the name? Making comments about Nikki, Kitty Cat to Danielle. Then all of a sudden, Nikki comes over in her mustard jacket, and she was just like, "So, do you have an issue with me? What's your issue with me?" And Kat was just like, "I ain't got no issue with you, sis. What's up?" And Nikki was just like, "Bitch, I know you got an issue with me because I heard at your art show what you said. You called me a bitch and you said that I was a clown or something." She was just like, "I ain't saying nothing about you, child, and I ain't got nothing to say about you. I don't know why you coming over here like you trying to fight me because I'm not trying to fight you at this boys' event." And Nikki was just like, "Oh, so you didn't say that, yada yada." And he was just like, "No." So Nikki's friend came over and tried to hold her back, and then of course that's when people get bugged. And she's just like, "No, because I'm sick of her. She running her mouth and this and that." Cat was just like, "Well, if you're gonna do something, child, yada yada." Long and behold, Nikki popped Cat in the damn mouth. She stole on her. She got a good one. Y'all know Nikki is a big tall bitch. She's an Amazon dollar. She's from where Wonder Woman is. She is Linda Carter. So Miss you know, Kat, honestly, she didn't even try to fight her back. She was just like, you know what, I'm just over this shit. She ain't want none of that big black girl. She would have tore her down. And Nikki's a pretty girl too, and that also makes Kat mad as well. And she ain't got no overbite. And I'm sure that pisses Kat off even more. So it was just a mess, and I was just like, damn, Nikki's about that life. Cat need to watch what she say. She need to watch what the fuck she say. She need to watch that mouth of hers. I'm telling you, she ain't want none. And then here come Danielle and Charmaine. Danielle all in the confessionals. That bitch is ratchet. And if she thinks she's gonna come in the Nine Mag and hit one of us, that's not gonna happen. She did. She did. She came to Nine Mag and she hit one of y'all. Now what? Do something, Jesus. I don't know why y'all think y'all untouchable. Honestly, like, it seems like people have more respect for the men in our man than the women, because y'all just getting tossed up and drugged through the mud left and right, and these men just sitting back like, well, you shouldn't have said it. So it's like, damn, I don't even know, child. But next week is gonna be interesting. They're actually in the Dominican Republic. One of Ashley friends or her cousin or some shit. I was gonna tell Ashley that you don't. I don't think you need to be getting married this soon, child. Don't be stupid. But Ashley is. She ain't got no self esteem, so you know she's taking all. She might as well marry Don. She done took everything else off of him, so why not marry his ass and be miserable? Hopefully it works out for them. But I'm just saying, looking at Don's track record, it's not. He's loose in the goose and loose in the ass. I'm very excited to see that whole scene between Van though and his girlfriend, and that guy touching on Van, touching on Van's girlfriend. It's gonna be funny. because he bossed up like he was going to fight the dude. Like, no, this is an orgy. This is what we do. This is an orgy. We touch each other's child. I am Chase King was here on Facebook, at ITSKINGWORLD on Instagram and Twitter, at ITSKINGWORLD89 on Snapchat, all the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all thought about this review. I love you so much. I really do. Bye bye.